be switching to live any minute. There we go. Make sure we're staying unfrozen. There we go. Alright. Now we're back and running. Make sure I mute that. I need to get my office figured out. Alright. There we go. Welcome to episode 12 of Turt Talk. I am Jay the Flash, as you all know. Today we got some more Mutant Mayhem figs to review. And then just general chatting. We can pop up the old tmnttoys.com, do a little searching through there, see what we can find. Outside of that, yeah, we're just here to kind of review these action figures. We got 3 new ones: Donatello, Bebop, and Leatherhead. All great figs. We'll start with Donatello. Donatello completes our 4 Brothers collection, so on the basic assortment figs, as we will call them, the first wave that just got released. So there has been already news of wave 2, so we're going towards wave 2, which is good, because I think that's where we're going to get Mondo Gecko, Ray Fillet, Genghis Frog, Wingnut, Scumbug, which I got a little annoyed with someone that was reviewing him the other day. They kept calling him Scumbag, which is wrong, but it is what it is. So alright, so we will start off. Keep the mic close so we can hear. We'll start off with Donatello, like we said. And here's Donatello here. We'll zoom in on him. Not be super out of focus. Alright. Like I said, so Donatello, he does come with glasses that do come off. For anybody that hasn't seen the movie, that's part of Don's character, having glasses. That's how we know he's a nerd. Ooh, dropping that down. So the other thing, we did get bow staffs. What's going on? Sayroy the Sayroy, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. So bow staff, typical Dawn weapon. They gave him, it's a staff kind of with joints on the chains there. Another typical traditional Japanese weapon. And they also gave him a staff with a blade at the end of it. A piece of pizza, like the other turtles. And also he came with a full, or intact ooze canister. Pretty cool. And then on his, also he's got, we got the weapon stands. I love that they still do the weapon stands. And we also got a Ninja Star. I was kind of more excited when I saw Raph and Leo first, because they got gray weapons, which I prefer. The orange weapons just don't do a whole lot for me, or tan, like they never did back in the day either. But I also get, sometimes that's a cost saving thing. He's going to have his fanny pack with a cell phone on it. We've kind of talked about how these figs are. When I first saw them, I thought they were definitely going to be very, very, very cheap, but they're not. They feel great. I do think there could be some details added to them. I've seen some people going through customizing, kind of darken them up just a little bit, get them some highlights and stuff like that. But still, really great figs. Pull that back just a little bit. Oops. Yeah, really awesome. So that was Donatello, and we did complete the 4 brothers on that. This one was actually one off of a TMNT Webster show on Whatnot, which was awesome. We already got Rocksteady, as anybody who watched the last episode knows, or a couple episodes ago. So we got Bebop now. We were able to find him. Actually, luckily enough, when I was at the local Target, I wasn't happy how how messy it was, so I kind of started cleaning up and digging around and came across Bebop and Leatherhead, so I was able to pick them up because they were the only ones there. And luckily, like I said, I was digging around and found them. Kind of the excitement of toy hunting. Bebop's really awesome. I think they did a great job. I love the pot belly on him. Shoulder pads look great. The head looks great. And I don't know how they did it, but he just looks like Seth Rogen. It's got to be the hair. Definitely matches up though. I got the WoW tattoo. Really good. And again, solid. His base is good. He's got really good flex. Like his legs, you wouldn't think look like they have a lot of flexible joints, but they do. He stands well. He's probably actually the easiest one so far to stand. For their weapons, so you got the big drill gun here, which is, the new version of what his old one was, but they did include his old one as well. So this is, sorry about that. You can see it in my head. So you got that. That's what I was trying to call me. Dad did. Of course he did. So yeah, you got the drill gun there. And then his typical serrated knife that he came with as well. I thought that was pretty cool. They included that. Come on, unfocus. Camera update is the next thing. Alright, there's that. And then they added this really nice beating stick. Very interesting. Kind of crazy too. But yeah, really great weapons. He did come with the weapon rack as well. I just left it back in the office. Oh, and he did also come with his signature trash can shield. They gave both Bebop and Rocksteady one of those. Thought that was awesome. Again, we kind of talked about this a little bit in the movie when we did our movie review last week. I did not like the ending to Bebop and Rocksteady. Them becoming kind of good guys in a sense. Was not what I would have done personally, but it's fine. Hopefully, maybe Shredder convinces them to go back to being bad when he comes. Yeah, I definitely was not a fan of that ending for them, but still a great movie. So we got those, and then bringing Leatherhead here. A very underrated fig in the original line itself, but still great. He's packing his knife. He's packing his trap. That was something that was featured in his original fig. They did his original shotgun as well. I put it here in the backpack. But then they also upgraded his shotgun. So I kind of like that they did that with the bad guys. At least, so Leatherhead, Bebop, Rocksteady, and I think that's it. Because Superfly is new, so don't really. I mean, if they could have done Baxter Stockman-ish weapons, but because that's kind of, I guess Superfly kind of is portraying a little bit, but not so much. But I like that they did that. It's a throwback to the original weapons, and then an upgrade too. Really cool. And then this stick as well came with him. I think that was something that he kind of used in the movie a little bit, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, I got some of the Funko Pops. J-Max, we'll show some of those off. I got the giant Leo Funko Pop from Target. I'd have to go back and grab that in the office. I'm thinking about getting the Leo party van. I'll wait and see too. I have a birthday next month. Probably my rarest Funko. Ooh, that's gonna be tough. If we're talking Ninja Turtles, I do have the unreleased Comic-Con Surfer Leo. I'm gonna consider that one pretty rare. I know it'll slowly climb. I know they still released a bunch of them, but the fact that that was supposed to be released at San Diego Comic Con and didn't, I thought that was pretty cool. And then I do have a Leo that, as far as PPG goes, so price per pop guide, has it at like $65. So that one's a pretty rare one too, and it's just a basic, one of the basic or classic Leos. But as far as just rarest Funko Pop, I'd have to think really hard on which one that one would be. I don't have a super lot of the rare ones. I'm very much, I just got some of the common stuff, but yeah. As far as Ninja Turtle goes, I'd put that Comic Con one and the, like I said, the one Leo. I exclusively. Oh yeah, a lot of the Funkos have gotten. If you don't get in on the original price of a Funko and it's a rare one, you're kind of screwed. I've seen some sell for 1,500 plus. So, but yeah, that's. Also, thank you for the follow and thank you for chatting in. So yeah, Leatherhead was a really cool fig. My only complaint with Leatherhead on this fig is that his jaw is not hingeable. I really liked that about the original fig. Kind of disappointed they didn't do it, but still a pretty solid fig. And I'd actually retract my statement earlier about Bebop being the easiest one to stand. This guy basically comes with his own kickstand and a tail, so you know he's pretty easy to stand as well. And we'll put that back in the collections a little later. So, but those three were the new pickups this week. Put them all up there for everybody to kind of see real quick before we put them away for the night. Like I said, so we got Donatello. Put you right there. Oh, seeing the turtles. The only thing I have a complaint on is the turtles have been a little bit hard to stand, and I don't know if they have fig stands yet for them. Got Leatherhead there. And big old Bebop. Appreciate it. I definitely will. So once we get wave 1 100% complete, we'll do a full review of everybody and kind of bring them all out together and put them together. Because so far, so wave 1, I've got Leo, Raph, Michelangelo, Donatello, Rocksteady, Bebop, Leatherhead. So I just need that Superfly and Splinter. Splinter's definitely been the hardest one to find. He hasn't. I don't think he's popped up in my Target just yet. I did miss out probably a couple times on Superfly. I just wasn't ready to buy him, so we missed out on that. But it is what it is. Yeah. Really great figs though. Like I said, I was very surprised when they released those. When I first saw pictures of them and stuff, they didn't look the best. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and jump on the web here, if it'll let me. There we go. And we'll go ahead and transition into that here. Alrighty. So, if you were in here last week, we did the movie review and we kind of talked about the basic assortment. A few things in there. Again, this is kind of more, this section here, I'm just kind of more for you guys to, if you have any questions. I did want to kind of look at one based on Mutant Collector's show from yesterday that I don't think a lot of people were aware of. And we'll kind of go into it here real quick and see if they have it even. I'll go to Genghis Frog. And we're going to go down and see for sure. No, so they don't have it either. So I don't know. Oh, there it is right there. So they're calling it green belt, even though it is kind of a tannish. I do think based on the way they usually do these in order. So that green belt was released originally first. So, and then they changed it. So it is a thing. It's not, a lot of people I think go, oh no, it's an A-stuck belt that people are trying to pass off as a variant. No, this is 100%, real. And he's not Grail status, I don't think. Well, we wouldn't even maybe put him in mini Grail status. We'd probably keep him, roughly around just a rare fig to get it with that 10 belt. But I kind of glad they did change it. It looks washed out. They probably should have just done a blue belt, honestly, to match the accessories. But black's fine as well. It does pop a little better with the fig. But that green one, it does just kind of wash out. Just making sure I don't see any other variations here. That's what we all about. We're trying to find them variants. Everything looks good. That's the pop-up. So that's basically just comes with a pop-up display. And then he did just get Did he just get re-released, or is he gonna get re-released? No, he just got re-released, or is gonna be 2023 Classic Collection re-release. Interesting. And you can tell he definitely looks a lot darker, and the eyes are definitely, yeah, a lot more light blue there. Changed the face a little bit too. I feel like it's pretty similar. That's pretty cool though. I mean, a lot of people would love to get their hands on those nades in the probably the re-releases to complete their vintage, but yeah, so there's something that a lot of people didn't know about, and now they do. Well, this is kind of the second wave. If we go back and look at this correctly, yeah. So this was the second of the basic assortments in '89. And we'll kind of just go over all those guys. We just touched on Genghis Frog, so we'll touch on Ace Duck here. Again, and actually a very underrated figure, I think. I think a lot of the times, because he doesn't look like that he would be in the TMNT world. He looks more from the DuckTales world and stuff like that. So cap on, cap off. As you know, if the cap's on, it's a hole in the head. If it's off, it's not the hole in the head. I believe, right? Yeah. He did also come in a pop-up display as well. So another card variation out there. But I don't think he has any variants minus the hole in the head and the non-hole in the head. So I do have a non-hole in the head one. I love that. I did keep one of those. Like I said, when you put this guy on the turtle cycle, very much get like a Top Gun-esque feel to him. So to complete this guy, just make sure you have that cap, that gun, the belt, the wings, and 4 egg bombs or 4 egg grenades. So, and they do call it a service 45 pistol. I think that's kind of cool, giving it that Air Force feel. Casey Bones Jones, one of the more popular characters in the TMNT franchise. The human that battles alongside the turtles. We do have some variations on him we'll touch on. Hopefully maybe they have them in here. If not, we'll kind of touch on it ourselves a little bit. So his completion is the golf bag itself, 2 broken bats, and the golf club. Very interesting though that on this one here they kind of have a color variation on one of the bats, which I don't believe is 100% accurate. Yeah, I think they're always the same. This one looks like it's missing it. Also interesting, unless it's flipped upside down. But no, because then it would still be sticking out pretty far. Very interesting there. So he did get a KB re-release on the purple backs, as we call them. And then he also did have a pop-up as well. And so now I'm kind of wondering which one the purple lavender pants versus the gray pants came out of. Because pictured here looks pretty gray. And they all look pretty gray. I would say the purple probably comes from the KB re-release. Just because he has a lighter shade to him. So that more lavender purple style sweatpants I feel like came from the KB re-releases. And they have him listed at 6'2", which I think the tallest turtle we had was 5'2" with Leo and Raph. So that's kind of crazy. He's a full foot above the turtles. Yeah, I love some of the little... Oh, I don't want that. Go back. There we go. Yeah, so there's Casey. Like I said, Really, only art variations for him is that from either gray, they're fairly stark gray, I believe, to lavenderish pants. A very light lavender too. So it is hard to tell at times. You definitely have to have the light hitting it right if you're seeing it in a picture or on video. But there is that variation. Metalhead, the original party robot. So I believe Don invented him, and he turns into one of their allies. He's a little bit harder to complete sometimes too because a lot of this stuff breaks very easily. The straps, the antenna. So the Radical Robochucks, which are these guys right here, the Portable Party Pack, that guy there, the Radar Foot Blaster, which is that guy right there. Just in case anybody wanted to know what that was called. We always just call it the little satellite thingy, but yeah. Radar Foot Blaster. And then obviously his belt there, the utility belt with the big old T on it. Very interesting that he doesn't have any other really packaging variants, at least. No pop-ups as far as I'm aware. Very probably average figure back in the day. I don't think a lot of people were interested in him as much. A lot of people like the counterpart, the Warrior Michelangelo. That's basically a metal head painted green and orange. And I want to say another color's in there. But anyways, it's just Michelangelo as, metalhead. There is possible, again, I still don't want to say this is 100% proven. We're hoping it's not sun damage, but people do have yellow eyes, metalheads, so that would be a variant there. Instead of these red eyes here, you get that yellow eyes and a yellow brain in the back of the top head there. And the cool thing about that is too with him is you can put a flashlight source on top of that head and it'll light up those eyes. It's very cool. I did it all the time when I was selling them on my Whatnot streams. Usagi Jimbo. So this is where we kind of get a little crossover here. His completion is you're gonna have to count those pads. Those pads pop off, so they are hard to find at times. Probably one of the dirtiest figures I've ever seen too. At times, that white just collects every ounce of dirt. To complete him, you need the so he's got a katana, a Tonto, which I believe is that one. The Wakasaki is that one, and I think the Naginata is that one. And I probably butchered all those, and I probably got those inaccurate, and I would probably look at the back of the card too. I don't know. So the Tonto is the little guy. Though, so I was right. The Waganashi thing is the smaller sword, and then Naginata is this guy right there. So 4 weapons there to complete him, and the pads. Like I said, don't forget the pads. He did come with a mutant pop-up as well, so be aware of that, and original display. And no variants as far as we're aware of on the original Usagi Jimbo, but he does, come pretty concurrent with those. Alrighty. Krang, the big baddie. So Krang and his Krang Walker, obviously, the Krang Walker's got some feet and some arms. It's even showing like these guys don't have one loose complete either. I do have an arm and gun just kind of separate here, hanging around. It's on my kid's Krang Walker that he plays with, which is in his room somewhere. But that bubble, it was hard to never not have them yellow now, unless you pull it right off a card, and even then, sometimes it takes that sun damage even in the card. But you'll need the arms for the walker, the legs, the plunger gun, and the hose. Ugh. Sorry, I'm a little tired today. So there's the original 14 back right there. It looks good. A little damagey. And then he got re-released in 95 and with a KB. And also, it's the Krang for the Walker if it's blue veins. As we can tell as we go through. 2014 he got re-released, 2021 re-released, and also 2023. So Krang's had a good slew of re-releases. So not as hard to find as maybe the original because of the things breaking and stuff like that. But all right, Baxter Stockman, which again in the new movie we kind of trade. We still get Baxter Stockman as a character. He just doesn't become the Flyman. He creates him. So, and this is where we'll have some little discussion on Baxter Stockman and some variations here. But pretty simple: the wings and the arms, the fly swatter, and the device that connects to it. So as you can kind of tell there, they have the loose one with the blue. You can get them blue brown, brown blue, brown brown. So his weapons are where the kind of variations come into. In the 2021 re-releases, it's just straight blue. Same with the 2023. So in the originals, so if you have that brown there or the brown on the fly swatter itself and then blue on that, that's an original and it's very rare to find. So be aware of that. Alrighty. We'll go to Leatherhead next. Again, I think this is a very underrated fig from back in the day. Different pose a little bit, almost on all fours, but not on all fours. The trap, the shotgun, and the belt, which, like I said, they did the shotgun and the trap in the new release as well here for the new movie. But then they also upgraded that shotgun in the more movieistic style. So original release card looks pretty good. It's part of the 14 back. He did get a pop-up mutant display release, and they say image coming soon, so they must have purchased one or they're working on purchase one. I know a couple people after one, and I think I know someone who has one. He might not have sold it yet. I mean, maybe he did. Maybe I missed that stream. But yeah, so those pop-ups, they're getting popular. They're building up a little bit. He did get released in 2022 and 2023, so back-to-back year releases for Leatherhead, which just tells me because I think Wingnut was in some of these as well too, that they just had a lot of extras from the 2022 releases that they decided to might as well go ahead and release now. I do believe he has a little bit darker skin in these ones versus that, but that original artwork, I mean, that's so cool. I love the original cards, and they did it on the re-releases on the classic collection reissues, which is really cool that they did that again, brought those artworks back. Alrighty, Rat King, which I actually just got one in today and might be able to bring over here if we need to. I decided to get Rat King and keep him in my collection. As a lot of you know, Mutant Collectors, one of my close friends, he did a stream last Monday to support some relief there for the fires in Maui, mainly in the city of, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it starts with an L. I'm looking at the person that went there, and she can't even pronounce it, so that's fine. But he did. He had a show. We purchased a couple spots in the relief fund itself, and I also decided to buy this fig because Lahaina or something like that. Anyways, I'm going to butcher that, and I don't want to. So I got to put this down for just a sec because I dropped something. So I decided to purchase the Rat King because I can say this because I'm 1/8 ginger thanks to my beard. Joe is a ginger as well, and so Rat King's the only ginger we know in TMNT, and so I'm picking him up to kind of remind me of my buddy. I hate that it's Rat King because it's a bunch of rats, because Joe is not a rat in any means. but it's the only ginger I know in TMNT. So this one's going straight into the personal collection. Really clean, honestly. I haven't really looked at it much today. I just pulled it out of the box. Actually arrived today. You know, a little bit on the nose there, on the one nose, but that's common. And one back here on the back, but I think I can clean that off. Bandana's a little bit, but again, nothing you can really see. Hair looks ultra orange, ultra ginger, so really happy with that. And probably one of my favorite belts in all of TMNT, with the dead cat on it. So, you know, cats and rats don't get along. Yeah, pretty cool. So there's that guy there. And we'll go through his TMNT file here on the internet and see what we got. Pick that back up. There we go. So again, showing you how he's complete. You got to have the crossbow, the grappling hook, the white rat that goes on top of the crossbow, his belt. Those are the accessories. And interesting enough, they don't have any of him on card to picture. So I know he has a pop-up display. I don't think he has a lot of re-releases. I think they would have listed that. So it's kind of crazy they don't have that. He wasn't a very popular figure, I don't believe. And I know he's getting a Super 7, which is going to be kind of cool. Yeah. Moving on to the Trag Man, General Trag, the Rock Man. Pretty easy to complete. Laser blaster, stun laser rifle, and the combat knife. Now, a lot of people confuse this knife with either Bebop's or Rocksteady's, I believe. His is a very light blue, not an actual gray. So that's how you can tell the difference there. Light blue versus dark gray. So don't let anybody confuse you otherwise. He had an original card, obviously on the 14 back there. He did get a pop-up mutant display. I think all of the 14 backs got the pop-up mutant display, if I remember right. I think those are who all got pop-up mutant displays. Oh, he did go. He also came in the 4 Turtles card. Interestingly enough, I can't remember when that one was released. And that's it for General Trag. Not a lot of re-releases on him. But probably a very heavily made figure. Just not as purchased as much either. But I mean, this is an army builder guy. You know, this is one you'd want to have an army for. Even though he is a general himself. But the Trag, if you've ever played the video games or read any of the comics, you know that there's Trag men. You know, and he's one of the generals of them. So that's the basic figure assortment right there. We'll go down and wacky action. If there's any questions you guys want to ask, we can look it up. What was the other thing I really wanted to look into, just so people knew? Just in case you guys come back and watch it later on YouTube. Trying to remember from Monday's show what was one we needed to kind of talk about. Ooh, I do want to look at something just so we can prove a point, because I hear a lot of us starting to talk about it. So Slam Dunk and Don. Yep. The ball had the string in that one. Not that one. Or the foreign card. Or the sewer pack. Alright, so I would say minus white jersey Don, which they don't have on here, oddly enough. I mean, finding one of those on card. They mainly only do carded pictures, so I might have to do that myself, to tell you the truth. I might just build a website towards variants for loose figure collectors. So white jersey John was the basically reverse of what the color scheme he has now. Super rare fig, did not get many of those released. But another thing that we're starting to learn now is this: on the purple backs was the only time they attached the string to the basketball, so you could tie it to his wrist. So when you threw it, it didn't go far away or roll off a table or get lost. So if you find a ball with the string attached to it, I'm gonna say that's gonna be a lot more rare than just a regular ball. Just because, yeah, that's how it goes, you know. Something like that you don't see very often. I've seen them on card, but to see one, I haven't seen one with a string attached loose. So, um, just something new to kind of chew on there for you loose collectors and even collectors on the card collectors. Raph and Leo, the only two that got kind of two sports characters in there. I wonder if they would show me a Euro release on here if they have one. I mean, that'd be pretty rare. Yeah, they don't have one. So Euro, they had different colored accessories. They were like a light blue hue. But it's still weird that they're not showing that in. Well, they were just European ones, I guess. Maybe not foreign. It's so weird they're not showing it, but. And then the 2016 re-release has got the yellow accessories. Interesting enough. Trying to think which team would have been represented there for 2016 that would have caused them to be big. Alrighty, back to it. Let's see here. Anything else that I can think of variance-wise that we needed to talk about? Not that I can think of. So yeah, that's kind of where you guys need to come in and chat it up, and we'll get some information flowing. I'm gonna go back into OBS here. Give me a sec. Perfect. Yeah. So talked about a few variations. Talked about basic assortment 2 today. We showed off some Mutant Mayheg figs. Showed off my new Rat King that I got today. Not new Rat King, a vintage Rat King, we'll call it. There we go. Other than that, yeah, we've had a few people jump in and chat it up and got some new followers today, so I'm actually pretty happy with that today. Because we were getting to the point where if nobody was really going to start tuning into this, it's going to be the end of Turt Talks. I still want to push for some more people joining, because the chatting is what's going to make this show. I can ramble all I want, but it's meaningless if I don't have someone else kind of maybe teach me some lessons here and there. I eventually do want to bring on some special guests too. I just can't do that till I am affiliated. I'd like to bring on Shell back. I'd like to bring on some of the Whatnot streamers so they can kind of talk to you guys a little bit. Things like that. So if you are getting new into collecting Ninja Turtles, Whatnot's a great place to start. eBay is going to have high prices, and it's all based on pictures. Macari's going to be hit and miss a lot, but Whatnot, you're live, you're watching it there. It's a good place to go. There's a lot of great sellers on there. Go check them out. There's so many, I honestly can't remember a list. I'm going to put together a list one day so I can just pop. Sorry, little guy ended up waking back up. He just barely fallen asleep. He didn't take a nap today, so little crabby kid. So yeah, I'll just definitely make a list because there's so many of you guys now. But if you're new to Whatnot, type in TMNT action figures as one of your faves or your lists. Everybody on there is doing pretty great work. You're gonna find deals and steals with everyone. Some people are gonna have a lot more common stuff. And there's going to be some people that only have really grail stuff. I'm kind of stuck in the really grail hunt right now. So I don't get to buy as much as I used to. I mean, I bought a lot at the start, and now we're kind of slowing it down, which is good. But honestly, the one fig that I would have to buy at a time is like buying 30 figs. So it's kind of, up there as far as grails and stuff go. So we definitely want to talk more about movies and comics and stuff too. I just need to get some more people in here involved with that to kind of maybe help my knowledge. I know probably more about the movies than I do the comics. the Last Ronin video games coming. We can start talking about that. I'm definitely going to be streaming that on here as well and playing that, doing a playthrough with you guys on that. I'm very excited for that. It's supposed to be very God of War-esque, which I think is a smart move on their part. We'll do some, if I can get some signals to not be so bad, we'll do some more videos from back in the office area with the collection. I don't know what's up with my phone. I can't get 5G anywhere now, so I'm going to have to play with it. Might be time for an upgrade, or I just might need to clear some stuff off of it, and hopefully it'll start picking up 5G again. But I haven't had any 5G basically for like the last 3 months. I get it like hit and miss. So, like I said, it might be time for an upgrade, but I'm kind of waiting to. I'm hoping to do an upgrade when they're doing a deal on a watch, since someone else just bought a watch. Be nice. Have a watch. Yeah, I can't get everything for my birthday. That's a lot of money. Yeah. Christmas is very far away. Anyways, I'll try to do some Instagram lives as well too when we start going to some more stores and doing some toy hunts. I was gonna do it this last Sunday with you guys, but we had plethora of kids with us, so it was kind of hard to keep things going. The other thing, I do have some few figs that I'll post on my Whatnot store. I'm not doing any lives. You can buy it from the store. I'll also post it to Instagram and the Facebook groups to kind of. I got some stuff to move. I've been upgrading some figs so I can sell some other ones. Just to sell them. Nothing crazy. No high prices or anything like that. So, but yeah, thank you guys that tuned in on the live. I really appreciate that. If you come back through and watch this a little later and you're not doing so, hit that follow button and turn those notifications to on so you know when I go live so you can join our lives. And then if you watch this a little bit later on YouTube, I will have that uploaded hopefully for tomorrow. If you watch this a little later on YouTube, just hit the like and subscribe there so you know when new videos drop. Yeah, I appreciate anybody that was here, and I hope you guys can join me on the next one. Have a good night.